So I want to kind of discuss some of the feedback and let our viewers know that don't or weren't offered this. Don't worry, it's going live very soon, or almost now when this video goes out. So you will have access to this. So the feedback, or what we did, was we handpicked about 10 users that were our pro users, CBRE, Marcus Millichap, Lee and Associates, kind of the top producing agents in LA, because we knew that they were going to really have a need for this, right? And so, like David had mentioned before, brickwork gets you so far. For land use, that's just kind of, what we do is we give you the development potential, but now you have to take that next eventual step. And so this partnership with KTGY is now to look at a concept of physically mastering it. But again, it requires the feedback from our users. Some of our users already have a developer in mind and they already have a direction in mind. Great, that makes it easier, I think, for KTGY to ask those specific questions on where you want to see this, how do you want to park it, how many units, what type of unit mix, unit size, like all of this stuff is a part of kind of our initial screening questions that we provide. But then some of our agents and users go, I have no idea, I don't know, like can you give us direction, like can you tell us based on your past projects or the comps in that specific neighborhood, what would be ideal? And I think that's been also great, is really lending on kind of the expertise of KTGY architects to come in and provide that guidance as well. So it's part and parcel. I think if you have specific direction, okay, fine, we'll take that, or we'll provide our kind of what we feel or KTGY feels is might be ideal, but that again could switch again. It's just the next step or eventual step for due diligence. So yeah, I just wanted to let our viewers know we're going to be launching this soon as well. And I think with flex flats as well, the commercial, and David, I want to throw this back to you, is that so a lot of our brokers are now seeing this big redevelopment play. Alex had mentioned on land use that, at least for the city of LA, obtaining an adaptive reuse is an entitlement, right? And so, but you do have to you have to pass the minimum qualifications to be considered for that, right? And so we actually are going to start to provide that on our reports as well. And I think this hopefully can lend more projects your way, so that they can take a look at this flex flat. Doesn't have to be exactly like this, but the idea and the concept is taking whatever existing space as an office and finding best case or best use or best design for that. So I think you had mentioned, City of Irvine and some other municipalities. Is adaptive reuse kind of an entitlement for City of Irvine, or did they pass something where it's by right?
I honestly am not sure. That's why we use people like you and Alex to help us with that. And I'm not sure in the city of Irvine, and it does vary depending on what city you're in and what's considered adaptive reuse and what's a by right entitlement. And I think, I think what we're seeing with most cities are a conversion to residential. Is looked on favorably, just for sheer fact that we have this housing crisis going on right now. And so, I guess Alex would be the one, or you would be the one, John, to tell us whether that's an easier entitlement to get than a ground up from something else. But, it just seems like with the need for housing, and if we're seeing the office market shrink a little bit, and we were even seeing the office market shrink a little bit prior to the pandemic. So if those trends kind of follow, then we're going to have some buildings that are going to need something done to them. And I think the idea, you have a few choices. You keep them what they were, you knock them completely down, or you adapt them to something else. And so, as people are running through their pro formas to see which one is the more likely and sort of highest and best use for that site, and we're just hoping that we've sort of got the tools as a firm that we can kind of go any direction depending on what the site is telling us and what the what the easiest path through the entitlements are, and kind of what gives us that that highest and best use.